again. This is part 2 of the travel video I started at the La Quinta in Port Canaveral, which I highly recommend as a place to stay. Wonderful breakfast, very friendly staff, beautiful courtyard. The video that I made there, which is the one you would have seen just coming into this one, was in the courtyard, and there's a pool off to the side and beautiful landscaping, and just very, very pleasant place to be. This is the La Quinta in Lakeland, which has a palm tree in back of me. I'm not sure it's going to show up because the light in back is probably stronger than the light in this room, but we'll see how that works. So the goal of this trip was to keep myself busy during the week when my nephew is working, and then be with them on the weekends. So part of the keeping myself busy involved going to Winter Haven, Florida, which is the home of Four Purls Yarn Shop, which is a beautiful yarn shop. And the nearest La Quinta, I go to La Quinta's because they allow for pets, was in Lakeland. So it's about 30 minutes away. Four Purls is owned by the mother of Emma. And if you're into hand-dyed yarns, you will know that Emma is a young and up-and-coming and very famous already yarn dyer. So I'd never seen her yarns in person, and I thought, well, surely her mother's store would have them all, and I'm pretty sure she did, and they were absolutely gorgeous. Some of the most beautiful yarns I've ever seen. So I had in mind in advance to get the yarn to do the Elton Tea by Joji Locatelli, and they had enough of the mohair silk yarn for me. I wanted blue haze. No, sorry, just kidding. Dusk Till Dawn is the mohair, and I'm not sure what the fingering weight yarn is called, but they were one skein short of having enough fingering weight yarn. So they went across the road to the studio, and I said, well, what's the studio? And the studio across the road is where Emma dyes the yarn. And I took pictures of, I didn't ask permission, so I didn't film any videos in the store, but I took photos of some of the yarns in the store, and I took photos of the building across the street where the studio is, and I'm going to post those and do a little narration after this part of the video. So there's that, and you can look at Ravelry. I don't have the pattern to show you. It's the Elton Tea with the V-neck. So what happens is that a stripe is done in fingering weight and a stripe is done in the coordinating mohair, and I don't have anything like that in my wardrobe, so that will take care of that. Then I kept looking, which was probably a mistake, but they had this absolutely stunning yarn called Mo Slub, and they've combined mohair yarn with slub yarn, and I chose the color Everglades because the way things are going with Florida and conservation, I'm not sure how long we'll have the Everglades, whatever is left of them, but at least I'll have a shawl made with a yarn called Everglades. And then they gave me the pattern called Breezeway, which is by Carissa Browning of carissaKnits.com, and one of these will make a small, not quite a large, but I could actually make the small a little bit bigger and use up all the yarn, or I could save the yarn for something else. So those are my acquisitions at the Four Purls Yarn Store. Then I thought you might like to know what I'm using for my travel carry yarn bag. I'm not actually using an official yarn bag. I'm using a Land's End crossbody bag, which has an adjustable strap for the crossbody part or handles, and it's got my cute little first initial there. And inside, let's see if I can show you the inside. Inside, it has enough room for the yarn for my Stones and Shells crochet project. This is the border color, and the pattern, and my fancy pencil from Jet Pens, love them. And I've made a little bit of progress, in case anyone wants to know this, little progress on the shawl part, and by now I'm practically good at the stitches used. And then there's a big side pocket on this side where I have my extra yarn for the crochet shawl, and a small pocket on this side where I have yarn for the beret that I mentioned in an earlier video that's not going to get worked on in this trip, and room at the bottom where I keep my Bible and daily devotions, and then the yarn goes on top. So I don't know if they carry, I don't know why I chose this bag, partly because it coordinates with the lens and duffel bag I packed my clothes in, and also, hold on a second, this cute little small lens and bag, which might be good for a small project, where I keep my supplements and medications and other things. So that's it for this video. I need to pack up the car and drive back to Orlando. And I'll be posting pictures with narration of the things I took pictures of, and I'm hoping I'll get a photo of the children's crochet chains, because I think that's very interesting. I've never taught a child to crochet, and I learned to crochet as a teen with a specific project in mind. So this is interesting to me, and maybe it'll be helpful to some of you as well. Have a great day. This is the front entrance to the Four Purls Yarn Shop in Winter Haven, and then this is their display case as you enter the front door. And then here is, toward the back, their beautiful display of Mo Slub. I think it's 4 sides of a large display case. Here is a variety of other yarns that they carry in addition to Emma's, and some more mix of their yarns. And then here is the Elton cardigan, and I'll be making the Elton tee. And here is another view of their front window and their welcoming entrance sign. And that's it for this video. Thank you. If you have a chance to hit the like button, that would be appreciated.